And we are live! As they say, it's Monday night, live on Monday night. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing great. How are you, Clyde?
I am awesome. You're looking awesome tonight.
Thank you.
I like your DFT. I like it. That's awesome.
Subtly placed.
Exactly. I love it. I can't do that because this is all like too hairy. I can't, Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Clyde Keefe and I'm coming to you live from Gulfport, Florida. And I am here with my friend Sam from where are you live from?
Currently we're Bakersfield, California.
Bakersfield, California, right. And that's just outside of LA, right?
Yeah, we're about 2 hours north.
Okay, awesome. Thank you everyone for joining. If you want to go ahead and if you drop down the city and state where you're watching from and let us know if you're watching the video live or if you're watching the replay. We always like to kind of know when people were watching and where they were watching from. And if you get value from this, go ahead and share the video for us too. We would love that as well. A lot of people do kind of ask me, how do I know when you're going to go live? And I try to let people know ahead of time a little bit, but you also can like touch my face. And then up on the top right corner, there's 3 dots and just say get live notifications. So you'll be able to get those in the future. We're broadcasting live to YouTube live tonight as well. How fun is that? So I am super excited to introduce you to my friend Sam. Sam and I have known each other for a long time. Oh, we lost Sam. Well, Sam will be back, I'm sure. So we'll just keep talking and we'll wait for her to pop back on. But Sam and I have known each other. There she is.
I don't know what's going on.
Lost her for a minute. No big deal. Every once in a while that happens. So Sam and I have known each other for a long time. Probably one of the people I've known the longest as far as friends go. We went to preschool together. We will talk about how many years that was.
Right.
Long time ago. But we had kind of lost touch for a number of years. And then thank God for Facebook. It's funny because Facebook gets a bad rap. Social media gets a bad rap sometimes, whatever. But in my opinion, it's awesome because it has allowed me to do things like reconnect with amazing people like you that I never would have if it wouldn't have been for Facebook and social media.
Yeah.
That never would have happened. So that's been awesome to reconnect and get to know each other, catching up on each other's lives. It's been fun. And then I just had the idea that I was going to reach out to you and offer something to you, just an idea of something that had worked for me. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight a little bit, is kind of your story of when I did that, when I offered the Thrive experience to you, and kind of how that process went. But before we get into that, because I'm super excited for you to tell that story, let's just ask a couple little like warm-up questions to kind of have a little fun here, okay? Let me see. It looks like we got some people. We got some people on later. Oh, look at Owen's on. Yay. Hi, Owen. Owen's waving at us. I love it. Oh,
Hi,
how
baby.
fun. All right. So my first warm-up question for you is, if you could have lunch or dinner with any celebrity or influencer, dead or alive, who would it be?
Wow. There's a lot to choose from. Honestly, after today, honestly, I'm going to say Les Brown.
Les Brown? Oh, that's a good.
I love him. He got me so fired up. I love that man.
So was today the first time you'd really heard him speak?
I have literally never heard a word from him before. Okay. I love him.
Awesome. For those of you who don't know who Les Brown is, he is amazing. He is a motivational speaker. Yeah, Google him. And I mean, he's got a million videos up there. But you could just literally sit there and listen to him speak all day long, right?
Oh, gosh. It was like being in church. It was an experience.
Without the guilt.
Right here. Yes, no guilt. No guilt. It just was. It was the loving side of church.
I'm just teasing. Yeah, for sure. No, he really could be a preacher for sure, because he does preach too. Yeah. But it's great. Yeah, he is amazing. So Les Brown is awesome. Okay, good. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I would like to join you for that. All right. So a bucket list, your number one bucket list travel destination.
Wow. I'm gonna have to say Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. And why Bangladesh?
Specifically, I love the food. I love the culture, the colors,
That's awesome.
It just makes me happy.
That's so cool. That's so cool. My friend Rashik is his family's from there. So that's like, he's traveled there many times. So maybe he's watching. Maybe he'll get to shout out here on the live.
Shout out.
That's right. Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about, did we ever determine when we had the first conversation about this silly little system that we use every morning?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to say probably about a year ago.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it has been about a year because it was not long after I started, and I started in September of last year. And so, yeah, so I reached out to you and said, well, we were having conversations and you were sharing with some things with me that you were dealing with your health. And I just kind of said, hey, I think this may be able to help, right? Or whatever. And what was your first thought when I first offered that opportunity to you to try something that might help your health?
I did not see it as an opportunity. I thought you were just trying to sell me something. And I was like, no.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's pretty common response from most people as they think, oh, what's someone trying to sell me something, whatever it may be, right? Whatever it may be. But I once learned when I was in the real estate business that the only difference between a good salesman and a good con artist is their intent, their intention.
Exactly.
I think the thing that we both know now, right, is that our intention is for other people to feel the way we feel and have the experience that we've had.
Yeah.
So you tell us a little bit about that process then. So what got you to the point where you're like, okay, I'm gonna have him send me this mini experience to kind of check out?
Well, I needed something different. I needed to not be on opposite schedules with my husband. I wanted to spend time with him and not be this zombie during the day and this, monster clutching with a death grip all night. I mean, you literally would never see me without a monster in my hand.
Right. Yeah, when she was talking about monsters, she wasn't talking about the green ones or whatever. She's talking about like the one in the can.
The big old cans, and 2 or 3 of those a night to just stay awake so that I could drive people around.
So the energy components of what we talked about was the thing that probably kind of intrigued you the most.
Yes. I really needed something that wasn't going to make me feel, I guess, for lack of a better term, cracked out of my skull, like the monster was, because I was like shaking and, getting that dizzy feeling, get a headache if I didn't have one when after the first one wore off. I needed something that was, steadier, that was going to give me energy without making me feel crazy, I guess, but also be able to go home and go to sleep, because drinking those monsters, I was so cracked out of my head. I'd be up for 3 hours watching God knows what on Netflix.
Right. How many, between coffees and sodas and monsters, how many of those do you think you were drinking a day?
Easily. Well, it was guaranteed I was going to have at least 2 monsters, and then either a third monster or a Starbucks.
Okay.
First thing in the morning. Yeah, because I was doing like a 10 to 6 with Uber and Lyft. So, I mean,
10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah. So Sam was driving Uber, the third shift Uber driver, right? and that was just messing with your family life and your schedule and so much other stuff, right? I mean,
yeah, it really was, because I wasn't able to get home and get that restful sleep. So I was, by the time they'd get home, Tristan would get home from school and I would get home from work, I was just, not exactly the most pleasant person to be around.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm trying to sleep.
So you said, okay, fine, send me the mini experience, right?
Yeah, I was like, all right, I just want him to shut up about it.
That's what
I will take it. I'm going to prove him wrong. It's not going to work for me.
And the mini experience didn't really work for you at first because you didn't use it.
Yeah, it kind of sat on the shelf for a while.
Yeah, so I wonder, so if you're one of those people out there that have a Thrive mini experience sitting on the top of your refrigerator or in your cabinet or in that junk drawer or whatever, get that baby out and start using it. No matter, get back to the person who told you about it, right?
Use it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I don't remember exactly what point we got to the point where you're like, okay, fine, I'm gonna actually try it. And then tell me about that, because we basically took like, I think, a 3-day sample and turned it into 5 days over a period of 5 days, right? So tell me about that 5 days and kind of what you felt over that period of time.
The first day I was a little, I guess I really just kind of, second day, third day I was like, oh, we might have something here.
Right? Yeah. And so go ahead.
The funny thing was the first day, because I was so mad. You said you can't have a Starbucks and you can't have any Monster because I don't want it to interfere with the experience. I was so mad. I was like, I'm gonna get a headache, da 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 da. And I took it, and even with I still didn't get a headache. And I didn't think about a Monster. I didn't think about stopping at Starbucks at all.
Right.
That's the crazy thing. No headache, no nothing. I didn't think about it.
Yeah. And that's huge from going for how much you were drinking to not.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, because people say that to us all the time, right? Like, oh, I can't, I have to have my coffee. I have to have my soda, whatever it is, And though you are kind of addicted to it, it's amazing about what the body, what Thrive does to help your body reduce those cravings for a lot of things, but specifically those energy sources like that. So, because let's face it, all that stuff you're drinking, the coffee, 90% of the coffee that's out there, the majority of the coffee out there is just made with synthetic caffeine. It's not, it's just junk, right? Unless you're buying organic coffee, right? And so most of that stuff is junk. You're going to get the high of the high, then you're going to get the crash, right? And then soda and energy drinks, man, those things are just poison. Literally, they're like poison for your body as far as what they're doing, and they're filling in your body. So you went from that, and so you kind of started to feel a little difference. And day 4, you said was
my ta-da. I was like, all right, we're buying this. I like this.
Yeah, for sure. So then we got your order placed, and we got your first 4-week pack ordered, right? So you got a 30-day supply to really give it a full try. Because what we don't want anyone to think is that like not everyone's going to have a magical experience. Your life isn't going to be changed in 3 to 5 days always, right? Like some people do definitely feel like you definitely had to notice. I had some benefits. Personally, I noticed cravings were going away and I was sleeping better. Those are the kind of the things I noticed. But not everyone does. Some people, like we interviewed our friend Jen the other day, and it took her she said 3 weeks to notice anything. You know what I mean? So everyone's a little different, but you committed to the 4-week pack to kind of really give it a chance. And so when you got that, were you excited when that box arrived?
I was so stoked. I was like, yes, we're starting.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I unpacked it. I got it all set up on my counter, and I was like, oh, this is awesome.
And then you got started. Now let's talk about what this is, because we've talked about these 3 simple steps and the Thrive experience. We kind of talking in code here a little bit, but what are some of the things that you like other than the benefits you got from it? What about the system itself? What are some of the things you like best about this, based on maybe some other things you've tried in the past or things you've heard about?
Yeah, I've tried supplement systems before, and there's usually, you got to do this at this time, you got to do this at this time, and da da da, and don't do this and do that. And this is the most simple thing I've ever done, and it's the most effective. I get up, I take these, I just rip open my packet, take my 2 little capsules with a glass of water. Then I get ready for my workout, and in that 20 minutes, it starts working in my system. Then I just, grab my shake it up, drink it down, and then put on my this DFT, and I'm literally done for the day. It's the most simple thing.
You're done. So in the first 30 minutes of being awake, you're done, right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. As soon as I step out the door for my workout, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. I know. One of the things I was concerned about was taking those capsules on an empty stomach, because anytime I'd ever taken anything on an empty stomach before, it upset my stomach and I was ready to vomit about 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later. You know what I mean? And so seriously, I mean, like, oh, it's terrible. I remember, anyway, it's bad. It can be bad, but I was really concerned about that, and no problem whatsoever. As a matter of fact, it's amazing. Even if I wake up a little like, I don't want to get up more one morning, when I take those capsules, about 5-10 minutes later, I am just ready to go. It's crazy. We call them like our little jumper cables. You know what I mean? Like they just like get you going in the morning and get you ready to go. And then the lifestyle mix or the shake, how do they taste?
Oh my gosh. I love the chocolate and the candy cane mixed together. I make 2 days of shake at one time. It's like, it's my treat. It's oh my goodness. That's my favorite time of the day, is getting my shake in the morning. I mean, all of the flavors are good, and I do love that pumpkin spice. Or the cinnamon pumpkin. Oh my gosh, that is really delicious. But that chocolate and candy cane is just like a treat to me.
Yeah, they're really good. I know I've tried a lot of shakes before, and some of them were not so good, right? You know what I mean? You had to like put a bunch of stuff to work, but these are great. And they have tons of pre and probiotics. I think one of the things important for people to understand is that one of the major things that Thrive does for you is it helps fix your gut health, right? And we know if you do any kind of research on gut health at all on your own, do your own research, but that gut health is a major component for our overall health, even our brain health and our mood and our cognitive abilities. It's all tied to that stuff. So getting our gut health, and we've done so much to screw our gut health up that it does take a little bit of time sometimes for that to work, and for this product to start to get to work from it. So then this silly, goofy little patch or sticker that you're wearing, right? We call it a DFT, a Derma Fusion Technology. So tell us about that a little bit, and what do you like about that? What has it done for you?
Well, this is my staying power. I know that I missed it a couple of days, and in the afternoon, I'm just kind of like, I was like, wait, what's going on? And then I realized I hadn't put my patch on. So this is actually all of the stuff that gets absorbed through the skin, and it just really keeps you going. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. That's what kind of keeps you going all day long, and it's really awesome. Great technology. And the cool thing about it is these are 3 steps that are one formula, but they're split into 3 different methods of absorption, because the absorption rate is super high. Most vitamins that you would take, you buy at the grocery store or whatever, are gonna, we always say they cause expensive pee, because all you do is kind of pee them out because they don't get absorbed into the body. But Thrive has a very high absorption rate. Okay, so you started doing this consistently, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about how that has changed your life then. Like, how has these 3 simple steps made a difference in Sam's life since, let's say, a year ago?
Oh gosh, I've gone.
Not even a year ago you started, but
yeah, I've been on these. This is my 7th month now.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was doing 3rd shift Uber and hardly seeing my family, and grumpy and crabby and tired and lazy. No, well, not lazy, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Exhausted,
Yeah.
And
hey, and I want to ask the people watching, if you come home from work or you get done with your day, whatever, do you just have those days where you just like, I just want to get to my couch and I don't want to leave my couch? I mean, I talk to people all the time that say, like, I just don't have the energy. I know the things I need to do to get in shape. I know the things that I need to do to whatever, make my family happy and blah, 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 but I just don't have the energy to do it. When I get done with my day, I'm just exhausted. And I think a lot of us felt that way or have felt that way, right? And I think what we want to share with people is that there is an option for you to not have to feel that way anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell me about your sleep. How has your sleep changed?
Well, for one thing, I'm sleeping at night next to my husband where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
And it's literally changed my schedule 180 degrees. I'm actually home now, homeschooling my son so that he doesn't have to go with dad to work and disturb his day every day, except this week. Yeah, my sleep is it's so restful. It's like I get more rest in fewer hours. I'm only sleeping about 5 hours a night, if that. But I wake up and I am so ready to go. I mean, it's a rare day that I'll hit the snooze button anymore.
That's awesome. That's huge. I mean, those are little wins along the day that just make it such a huge spirit.
It really is.
Now, a lot of people think that they can't afford Thrive, right? That's probably one of our number one objections we get is, oh, I can't afford that. That's too much money, way too much money. What would you say to that? Because I think you kind of thought that at first.
That was my first objection.
Yeah.
I can't afford this. Once I experienced it and I realized I don't need these monsters and I don't need to stop at Starbucks. I mean, just the Starbucks alone, if I wasn't even drinking the monsters, just the Starbucks is $7.
Yeah,
this
right.
Is $5 if you're paying full price.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm already saving money just with losing the Starbucks.
For sure. Totally. So if you're paying full price, which not everyone does, but if you're paying full price for Thrive, it's only $5 a day.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to say to myself when Dennis talked to me about this, is I was like, okay, what do I spend $5 a day on now that isn't healthy for me? And not everyone does. Not everyone's to buy Starbucks. I get that. But what I found is that typically you can almost always find a way to shift spending for a period of time in order to do this. Now, you found value in it too. I think that's the other thing is that you have to know that there's value in it, right? If you don't believe that it's going to make you feel the way we know it's going to make you feel, then it's hard to put the value into it. So what's your biggest advice to somebody who's just on the fence and just is like, I just don't know. I just don't know if it's going to be worth it. I just don't, they're skeptical basically. What would be your biggest advice to them?
Take it from somebody who spent almost probably the better part of 15 years in bed rebounding to be doing 75 hard and doing it right and going to a master class and launching a business and running a home and homeschooling my child. If I can do it, it's gonna work for you, for real. I mean, people who know, my husband commented, he's like, I can't believe how clean the house is. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning going out and exercising. I was literally a couch potato, and now I have a life, a very full life, and it's amazing. Go try it for real.
Yeah, it's crazy. You'll need to really do some before and after pictures probably, because I can just see it just in not and I'm not even talking about like any weight loss or whatever, but just in like you have a light in your face now that you didn't have when we first started talking about a little over a year ago. You know what I mean? I mean, you just, yeah.
I actually may have a before picture.
Oh, you did?
I'm not super proud of it, and it's not a full body because I wouldn't let people take full bodies.
Right.
Because I was embarrassed. But I don't know if you can see. Look at that.
Over the
fat face. Look at those cheeks.
Yep.
How heavy I was. And look at this.
Huh?
I got hollows in my cheeks. You can see my clavicle spine.
I love it. Yeah, you've shared with us that what it's helped with your skin too, right? Like,
oh my gosh, do you see? I have like eyebrow stuff and eye stuff. I do not have foundation on. Nothing.
Wow. That's crazy.
There's no foundation.
The reason for that is one of the other main components that the Thrive experience does is it fills in your nutritional gaps, right? So when your body has the nutrition, a lot of people who are overweight, like I was, right? Like that doesn't mean you're you're still malnourished, right? People who have weight to lose, you can still be malnourished. And so because our food source just doesn't have, first of all, most of us aren't eating right in the first place. But second of all, even if we are eating right, our food sources just don't have the nutritional, the density that it used to have. And so filling in these nutritional gaps and giving your body, basically you're giving your body, which is the vehicle, the proper fuel it needs to run more efficiently is really what it comes down to. And it's amazing once you do how your body does start to function properly and do the things it's supposed to do. Now, so you kind of alluded to it a little bit, but the 75 hard thing. So this is something that we started doing 57 days ago, right? Are we at 57?
Yeah.
So now I know my reaction when Jessica first told me what 75 hard was, but when I first told you about what 75 hard was, what was your first reaction?
To be honest, because of when you asked me, I was like, hell yes.
That's
hell
true.
yes.
That's true. Yeah, you
Let's
were.
do it. If you had asked me this 7 months ago, I would have been, you know, you're talking to Sam, right? I don't do stuff like that.
Right.
My exercise was going to get the mail.
And so now for 57 days, you've been doing 2 45-minute workouts every single day. One of them has to be outside. You've been following a strict diet with not one cheat day in 57 days.
Not one.
You've been drinking a gallon of water every single day.
Yep.
You've been reading 10 pages or more of a personal development nonfiction book.
I've actually been reading a chapter a day. I love this. I absolutely love it. It's
How many books have you gotten through so far?
I just finished my 7th book.
That's awesome. And were you reading prior? I know you probably were a reader a little bit, but did you read?
Yeah, but I was reading more like memoirs, like, you know, Untamed or what's it called? Becoming by Michelle Obama. I was reading that.
Okay.
But not personal development stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And how has that helped you?
Oh man, there's so many nuggets in there. I'm just learning to just lighten up. You know, really, that's my main problem. I used to be so concerned with what people thought of me, and so I didn't want to do anything, and I was indecisive because I didn't want to make the wrong move and this and that. You know what? Just jump.
Yep. As Lefkoff says, you have greatness within you, my dear.
Yes.
You have greatness within you. I love it. Yeah, he is awesome. So, and then you took a picture of yourself every day. That's part of the set. That's the 5 things for the 75 hard. Yeah. We've got about 3 more weeks, just a little less than 3 weeks left on this challenge. How has the overall challenge kind of changed you? And what are some big decisions that you've made through the Thrive experience and then doing the 75 hard? What are some other decisions that you've made somewhat recently?
Well, first of all, the start a business out of thin air.
And what made you decide? Because so Sam has decided to be a promoter for Lavelle and to share the Thrive experience with other people and build this as a business like I had chosen to do, which was not my intention when I first got started. I told Dennis, I'm not selling this to anyone. I'm not talking to anyone, you know. But you know, when you get something that just works so well and you believe in something so much, it's hard not to want to share it with people, right? And see the opportunity in that. So what made you decide to want to share this with other people and help other people have the same experience or similar experience that you did?
Well, once I saw what I could do, what I'm capable of, knowing where I came from, this is going to be good for so many people. Why not become a promoter? Why not share this? You know, I mean, it's selfish if I don't.
Yeah.
You know, why would I keep that to myself?
Totally agree.
Yeah, it's not fair to my, you know, friends and people out there that are struggling and having a hard time and not feeling great. Everybody should feel as great as I do.
Right.
I was watching you for so long, and you were always just so happy, so cheerful. God, I hate him. I want to be just like that.
That's so funny. That's so funny. So your advice would be to other people is to not wait as long as you did.
Do not. No, that's my biggest regret on this. If I would have known years ago that I could feel this good all the time, I would have been a promoter whenever this company started. Whenever somebody presented it with me, it would be done.
Yeah. I think that there's two sides to this thing that's important for people to understand, and hopefully people that are watching get this message, is that if you're not sharing something like this with somebody, you are being selfish, I think, because people really need this product, right? And we want you to know that all we want to do is we want to educate you about it. We want you to learn about it. We want to offer the invitation for you to have the same experience we're having. We're not here to sell you anything. We're not here to as a matter of fact, we want to help you learn how to get this for free, which you did months ago, right? So now you don't even, now the product doesn't even cost you anything every month.
Nope.
How does that work? How does someone else get that for? Because if the finances really are an issue for somebody, how could they get their product for free?
Well, once you see how amazing it is, you do not have to become a promoter. You just share it with a couple of friends, 2 friends. That's all it takes. And once they place their order and they're on auto ship, as long as you have any 2 people on auto ship under you, yours is free as long as you've got 2.
It's so cool. It's so awesome.
It's not 2 every single month. It's just that if you sign up 2 and they love it just as much as you do, and they just keep going, you're good to go. You are free to go.
Yeah, it's such a generous customer referral program. It's awesome. And you don't have to be the expert. Share your story about how you're feeling with it, and then connect them to Sam, or connect them to myself, or connect them to somebody, whoever you're working with, and then they can help them go through the logistics of the whole thing. You don't even have to have anything to do with that, which I think is awesome. I think that's so cool that it's just like a customer referral program, like anything else out there that you refer somebody and you get free stuff, right? It's the same kind of thing. And it's just like anything. If you were to go to a restaurant that you loved, if you were to go to a movie that you really liked, you would tell your friends and family about it. So why wouldn't you tell your friends and family about feeling awesome when you have a product that you're using? So
naturally too. That's the cool thing. It's all natural products.
Yeah, for sure. So we would like to offer that if anybody who's watching this would like to experience the same kind of mini experience that Sam did when she first got started, we would like to offer that to anyone watching this. Just drop down in the comments the word sample, or get a hold of me or something, or send Sam or I a private message, and we would be more than happy to reach out with you, share some information with you, get you connected to the community through a Facebook group. No pressure, but we'd like to just get that to you so you can check it out and have this mini experience for yourself, so you can really really know what it's like. And because it's just one of those things, I always tell people, I could explain it to you till I'm blue in the face, but it's not something that can be explained. You just have to have the experience yourself.
So true.
Yeah, for sure. We also have some really good promotions running this week. We're not going to get into detail on that, but if you want some information about ordering your first 4-week pack, there's some great promotions going on this week that we have for the month of November leading into the Thanksgiving season. So that's awesome too. And if you got value from this video, we hope that you would just share it with your friends, tag your friends in the video. And we're just here to help. We're here to share, spread the love, basically, of the Thrive experience. And let other people feel the same way we do. What are some closing remarks that you have, Sam? What's the last thing you'd like to kind of share with people as we go out?
Don't wait, just do it. The more you think about it, the more likely you are to not do it. I overthought. Please don't overthink.
I love it. All right, you guys have a great night. And as I always say, be the light.